What's going on, young phenoms? Thank you for joining me again for another Sessions with the Sensei installment in our YouTube series. We'll be working on adding and subtracting fractions, but this time we'll be focusing on unlike denominators. Alright, sounds like we up for the challenge. Now, a few things to remember. This is an activity that is meant to be interactive. Make sure you have something to write with and something to record your answers on. Alright. To start off, we're going to put our names at the top of our papers. Me, and put the sensei. You can also add the date if you'd like. Alright, the first set of fractions we're going to add is 1/2 plus 2/5. Okay, that equals, okay, so a lot of people would just go 1 plus 2 equals 3, 2 plus 5 equals 7. Alright, so if you're one of those people, that is the incorrect way to add fractions. When adding fractions, you have to make sure you have a common denominator. Okay, so we have to find the least common multiple of 2 and 5. You'll do this by using multiplication. Always start with your bigger number. So we do 5 times 1 is, good, 5. 5 times 2, 10, good. 5 times 3, 15, good. Alright, now we go to our 2's. So we're going to keep doing our multiples of 2 till we get 5, 10, 15, or our number is bigger than 15. Okay, so let's count by 2's. 2 times 1, good, 2. 2 times 2, good. 2 times 3, good. 2 times 4, next. 2 times 5, good. Alright, I think we have a winner, 10. So now our denominator for this one would be 10. Okay, real quick, I'm going to need this bottom part right here, so I'm going to erase this. Alright, so now we have to make a new fraction line, and our denominator, of course, would be 10. Okay, so now I'm going to start with our first set of fractions. So for our denominators, how did I go from 2 to 10? So 2 times what gives me 10? 2 times, good, 5. I'm going to take that 5 and multiply it by my numerator. So 1 times 5 gives me 5, good. Now, 5 times what gives me 10? 5 times 2, good. So now I'm going to take 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 gives me 4, good job. Alright, so I already got our denominator. 5 plus 4 will give us 9. Good job. 9/10. Okay. For our next set of fractions, we will be adding 2 over 7 plus 1 over 6. Okay. So of course, what's our first step? We have to find our least common multiples, or least common denominator. For 7 and 6, of course, we're going to start with our big number, which is 7. So 7 times 1, 7, good. 7 times 2, good. 7 times 3, good. Now let's go to our 6's. So 6 times 1, good. 6 times 2, good. 6 times 3. Notice how close 7 and 6 are. Now we go back to 7, so let's do 7 times 4. 7 times 5. Good. 7 times 6 is 42. Good. Okay. 6 times 4. Good. 6 times 5. 6 times 6. And then 6 times 7. Looks like we have a winner. So our common denominator in this problem will be 42. Okay. So now to keep us from having to make a new fraction line, okay, so 7 times what gives us 42? Still our denominators. So 7 times, good, 6. So we'll take that 6 multiplied by our numerator. Good. 6 times what gives us 42? And if you want to, you can actually add these numbers up. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can multiply this 1 by 7. Okay. So now 2 times 6 gives me 12. Keep my plus sign. 1 times 7 is 7. Good. That's going to give me 12 plus 7 is 19. Good. Keep our bottom 42. Great job. Okay. Let's do one more. So let's do 1/4 plus 2/3. Alright, so I gotta find the least common multiple of 4 and 3. Which number would I start with? Good, 4. 4 times 1. Good, 4. 4 times 2. Good. 4 times 3. Good job. Alright. 3 times 1. Good. Next. Good. Next. 3 times 4. Bingo. Look like we struck gold. So 12 will be our common denominator. Okay. So 4 times what gives you 12? 4 times 3. Good. So we can times our numerator by 3. 3 times what gives us 12? 3 times 4. Good. Good. Keep our denominator of 12. 3 plus 8 gives us. Great job. Alright. Now, we're going to practice some subtraction fractions or subtracting fractions. Okay? When you're subtracting fractions, you can use what's known as the butterfly method, but only when you're subtracting fractions. Okay? So watch this. If I have the first set of fractions we will be subtracting is 4, 11 minus 1/3. Okay. Alright, so even though we will be using what's known as the butterfly method, you still have to start off by finding a common multiple for your denominator. Okay, so of course 4, 11, and 3. So which number will we start with? Good, 11. 11 times 1 is? Good, 11. 11 times 2? Good. 11 times 3 is? Good. So let's count by threes till we get one of these numbers, or our last factor is bigger than 33. Okay. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, almost 30, 33. Alright. So the smallest number of these two numbers that we count is 33. That becomes our denominator in fractions. Now, to use the butterfly method, okay, you're going to start with the first fraction at the top. Okay. Multiply that one by the second denominator. So it's going to be 4 times 3. So 4 times 3 gives us what? 12. Good. Okay. Keep your minus sign. Now, cross multiply these two numbers. So 11 times 1 is good. 11. Of course, we'll keep our denominator. 12 minus 11 gives us 1. Alright, for our next set of fractions, we will be subtracting 1/4 from 5/7. 5/7 minus 1/4. Okay. So what's our first step? Of course, we have to find our least common multiple. Okay, 7 and 4. Okay. Which number would I start with? Of course, my 7. Okay, 7 times 1. Good. Next. Good. 7 times 3. Good. And 7 times 4, since we're so close. Good. And let's do our multiples of 4. 4 times 1. Good. 4 times 2. Good. 4 times 3. Next. 4 times 5. 4 times 6. 4 times 7. Bingo. Looks like we have a winner. 28. Great job. Okay. So 28 will now be our common denominator. Good. Okay. Now I can cross multiply, starting with my first fraction. Okay. A numerator. Multiply that by 4. Cross multiply. So 5 times 4 gives me 20. Keep your minus sign. Okay. Now do 7 and 1. So 7 times 1 gives us 7. Good. Of course, keep our denominator of 28. Okay. 20 minus 7 gives us 13. Good. 13 over 28. Okay. Let's do one more. 5 over 6 minus 1 over 7. Okay. So we got to start off by finding our least common multiple for our denominators of 6 and 7. So of course we start with our 7. 7 times 1 is 7. Good. 7 times 2. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay. Now let's go to our 6. 6 times 1. 6. Good. 6 times 2. Let's go to our 7s. 7 times 4. 28. Good. 7 times 5. Alright, so now we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. Okay. So our common denominator would be 42. Now, what do we have to do? Cross multiply. Good. We got 5 and 7. So 5 times 7 gives us 35. Good. Keep your minus sign. Now we gotta cross multiply 6 and 1. 6 times 1 gives us 6. Good. Okay. Keep our denominator 42. Now it's 35 minus 6. 29. Good job. Alright, now I'm gonna write a few down and I want you to practice these. I'll be sure to leave the answers in the description section. That one. 2/3. Last but not least. 10 minus 1. Alright. So now you can take this time to pause real quick if you like, so you can get a chance to write these down. Remember, I will put the answers in the description section. I appreciate you all for joining me for this session. Look forward to seeing you guys for our next installment. Next up, we will be reviewing order of operations. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. You know, you got
Where you come from?
in,
Now you want to pop up. Did nobody ask you nothing?
parentheses,
Go
addition.
somewhere, man.